The Premier League is back in our faces, and round 13 is just around the corner. I mean, everyone is looking forward to the Premier League, except Victor and other Liverpool fans that have been walking alone, for weeks now. But anyways, without wasting much time, let's get into the business of this video. Predictions ahead of the next game week. Victor, what are your best straight win selections?
I'm feeling cocky this week, and I'm going with 4 outrights. I'm picking a double chance of draw or Sunderland to beat Bournemouth at 162. Sunderland are unbeaten at home this season. It sounds mental, especially for a newly promoted side, but that's where we are. Meanwhile, Bournemouth, they've really gone off the boil, especially on the road. Their last 4 away games saw them draw 2 and lose another 2. I'm also backing Palace to beat Man United. uh, as we're recording this, Palace have 4 wins in their last 5 before their Conference League trip to Strasbourg. Especially at home, I'm quite convinced they have what it takes to beat United. I'm obviously picking Wolves to lose against Villa, so Villa are at 156. I think it's good value for what I expect to be a walkover. Villa, they have 6 wins in a row at home, probably making it 7 tonight against Young Boys in the Europa League. They've also beaten Wolves at home and away last season when they looked a little bit more like a football team than whatever the hell this is. And I'm also backing Liverpool to beat West Ham at 175. I mean, 175, you can't say no to it. It's a bit too much to pass. We have to expect a response from Liverpool, especially against a side like the Hammers. I genuinely believe that the players are still very much on Arne Slot's side and they will turn up for him. In terms of head-to-heads, Liverpool have 8 wins in the last 10. They had a draw in April last year and a loss 4 years ago. Those are the only blemishes for Liverpool against the Hammers.
Yeah, it's not surprising because in my straight win selections, I've got Liverpool as well. I was a bit on the fence because 1.75 is no go territory. Yeah, but I mean, I think Liverpool will be looking to make a response after that shocking defeat in midweek. So I think Liverpool should still be able to beat West Ham. I've also got City to beat Leeds on the minus 1.5 handicap. I don't know why the hell Guardiola decided to rest 8 or 9 of his players in midweek. I don't know why, but I'm guessing he's going to pour all his anger and let it all out on Leeds. And thirdly, just like you mentioned, Victor, I've also backing Villa to beat Wolves at 1.55. I think it's actually good value, especially when you consider that Villa are playing at home and Wolves have been statistically the worst side in the Premier League this season. So it makes sense. And moving on, Victor, your best goal or over or under selection?
West Ham versus Liverpool BTTS at 152. Yes, I'm backing Liverpool on the outright, but with the state of that defense right now means that they will most likely let one in anyway. I think they wouldn't be able to keep a clean sheet if they were playing San Marino right now. I've got Forest versus Brighton, 2.5 plus at 196. Both of these sides should be going into this in relatively high spirits, regardless of what Forest do tonight against Malmo. Igor Jesus is in fine fettle, Danny Welbeck as well. I think 3 or more goals is a good option here and outstanding value for this sort of odds. And also over 2.5, I'm going with City versus Leeds at 150. 2.5 landed in 4 of each side's last 5, and also in in all of the 5 head-to-heads this decade. So I don't know. This is just the sort of game where you can just picture Haaland getting a hat trick. I know I can.
Interesting. For my goal selections, I've also got Villa versus Wolves once again. I don't know what the bookies are thinking, but 1.89. for the worst team in the Premier League, especially given Villa's form. I think it's
Yeah, that's
good
2.5
value.
plus, right?
Yeah,
That's 2.5 plus, you mean, right?
yeah, 2.5 plus. So
Yeah,
like
that's mental.
1.89 is good value, to look at. So City leads as well, just like you mentioned, 1.50, and West Ham v Liverpool. My reason for this is because of what you said. Actually, I think both teams will probably score, but Liverpool will probably outscore them. So over 2.5, yeah, makes sense as well. Anyways,
Yeah.
moving on, Victor, your best player to score selections.
I'm obviously going with Haaland. Would be mental not to against Leeds at 147. I think this is a must-have line for this weekend, and we've seen this countless times. Just Haaland knocking 50 shades of shit out of a lesser Prem side. I'm going with Igor Thiago to score for Brentford against Burnley. He's priced at 210. I
Hmm.
think this sort of odds for a player with 5 goals in his last 5 games, why not? He's also Brentford's penalty taker. They're facing a side with 3 pens conceded this season in the Prem, so they're tied in first place for this metric. And I'm also picking for West Ham versus Liverpool. I'm going with Isak at 238. I think this is it. I think he's getting his first Prem goal for Liverpool at the London Stadium. If you don't think he's starting, that's fine. Just take the push and move on. But I think this is
No,
it.
I think it will start because Ekitike got injured. No.
I'm not entirely sure anyone really knows what the situation is with Ekitike at the moment, but Isak
Okay.
needs minutes anyway.
Yeah, fair enough. And for my goal selections, I don't think I need to explain why I think Alan will score. I don't even think he will score one. I think he'll probably score two or three this weekend against Leeds. more than more than likely. I'm also going with Mateta. Like I said, he's one of my trusted guys, and it's against United for crying out loud. So Mateta looks like a good shout. I'm also going with Daniel Malin for Villa because I think Villa are going to have a field day against Wolves, and he has been in decent form as well. So I think he'll be good value here. And finally, I'm going with Wolf Timad against Everton. Yeah, I think Everton will actually be difficult side, at home. So I think Newcastle will look to the aerial threat that it brings as an alternative, to break down Everton. And it looks like he could, get on the score sheet here, in my opinion. And
Yeah.
moving on, Victor, any bold opportunity to take advantage of from you?
Brentford versus Burnley to have a penalty in the game. It's at 350. So 5 combined penalties conceded in the Prem this season. I think the planets are aligning for in this one for a penalty. And this one's a bit of a shocker in terms of the odds. Chelsea versus Arsenal. Is it to register an assist? It's at 550. How could you not? Okay.
Wow.
With the amount of chances he creates, it's more than worth a punt. Of course, he doesn't have a shed ton of assists at the moment, but at 550, it's a no brainer to me.
Yeah, fair, fair. Anyways, for me, I don't know. I should never support Spurs given the jersey I'm wearing, but this is a prediction show, and you have to throw away your sentiment. I
Yep.
think Spurs should be able to beat Fulham by 2 goals, and that is, yeah, I think Spurs should be able to beat Fulham by 2 goals at home. I mean, they lost to PSG, but I did watch that game. To be fair, as well, if they show half of the hunger they showed in that game against Fulham, they will be able to ride over them, to be fair. And
Yeah.
I don't know, Max should not want to hear this, but I think Palace will beat United and United will not score a single goal. United will not find the back of the net
Yeah,
against
I
Palace
can see that.
this week. Yeah, fair enough. But anyways, those are predictions for round 13. It promises to be a blast once again. I'm so delighted now that Victor has no excuse of, oh, I don't look at the table, because you have to look at the table right now. The league has gotten to that point where you just cannot. The, the league has gotten to that point where you cannot ignore looking at the table. So We just have to wait and see how everything unfolds. But yeah, round 13 is just around the corner. And after the game week, we'll be waiting to see how our predictions go.